The beautiful beaches, the beautiful landscape, and all roads lead here to El Choli. As Group A action getting set to tip off game day number 3. Cote d'Ivoire taking on Mexico in a do-or-die game. Win or go home at the FIBA Olympic Qualifying Tournament here in Puerto Rico. You'll see some tense faces, some intense faces on both sides as both teams got out in game number 1 in this tournament and took an L. Lithuania topping the group with 4 points. They sit pretty. They know they're in the semifinals. They know that that's coming up on Saturday night. They're awaiting their opponent. That's going to be a crossover with Group B. But right now, it's all about Cote d'Ivoire and Mexico. The last game of Group A action, and it's a win or go home scenario. Well, Mexico knows what is at stake in this one. A very veteran roster. Most of the players in their 30s, most of the core has been together through multiple Olympic qualifying tournaments. This feels like the last opportunity for this core to make it to the Olympic Games. They lost 96-84 against Lithuania in game number 1. Mexico has not lost their first 2 Olympic qualifying games, before. An opportunity for that to happen here tonight. Cote d'Ivoire looking to pull off the upset. Defense is going to be the key tonight for Mexico. They've conceded at least 80 points in 7 of their last 11 games here at the Olympic Qualifying Tournament, including in game number 1 against Lithuania, who put up 96 big points on them. If Mexico can hold Cote d'Ivoire under 80, they'll give themselves a great opportunity to move on to the semifinals on Saturday night. Here's Cote d'Ivoire, who are looking to punch their ticket to the Olympic Games for the first time ever. But first, they got to take care of this one. It's a win or go home scenario for them as well. They played Lithuania tough and were in front in that game very late in the 4th quarter with a killer 3 by Lekavicius put an end to the upset bid by Cote d'Ivoire. How do they bounce back against Mexico 24 hours later? That is the question left to be answered for Cote d'Ivoire. A win, and we'll see them on Saturday night in the semifinals. A loss, and they'll still be searching for their first ever Olympic bid. The starting lineups and tip-off moments away. But first, here are their national anthems.
Now we please you to rise stand up to hear the national anthem of Mexico. Keep stand to hear the national anthem of Cote d'Ivoire.
Look at head coach of the Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire, Nacho Lescano, shaking hands. The guy he'll do battle with, who's leading Mexico, and Coach Quintero. Win or go home. You can feel it in the building. Hope that energy comes across wherever you're watching, however you're doing so. Thanks for joining us. Harlan Gay alongside former Canadian national team member Javon Shepard. And Shep, as we take a look at the third team on the floor, the officials who have done a terrific job in the first 2 days here, Olympic Qualifying Tournament, Conde, Paez, and Kracek. 3 officials from Spain, Hungary, and Ecuador. Take a look at the starting 5 for Mexico. They played a great first half, fell off in the second half. How did they stop that from happening this time around?
Well, you know, a lot of that is going to be on the shoulders of Paul Stoll, their point guard. He had 12 assists against Lithuania, and he's the head of the snake, gets everybody involved. And obviously, Joshua Ibarra, the big man for them down low. And both of those guys, the inside, the outside presence, that's how you want to play, right? That is basketball where you can create advantages for your team, dumping it inside, and Paul has to be ready for the double teams, for their aggression. But Joshua Ibarra, you know, he's the centerpiece, right? They're going to dump it inside to him. A guy that really knows his game, has shot over 60% his last two professional seasons from the floor. You dump it to him inside, he's going to go over that left shoulder, he's going to go over that right shoulder, gets deep low post positioning, and just really a force. I like to call him a force down low, but understands his game, extremely confident, and doesn't get away from that.
Omar Quintero leading the charge for Mexico as the head coach trying to get back to the Olympic Games. All right, starting 5 for Cote d'Ivoire as they try to punch their ticket to their first Olympic Game. But it all starts tonight. A great spirited effort against Lithuania. But sometimes that could go the other way in the backup game on back-to-back days.
And you said it, spirited, right? And I want to see, I think they've surprised everybody. I've spoken to a lot of people on Mexico's side. They were a little surprised at this team, but Deon Thompson, he's the key for this team, right? He's the veteran, he's the leader. I had a chance to talk to him earlier today, and one thing he said to me was they know they played well against Lithuania, but today is a completely different day, right? This is win or go home, so they have to be able to bring that energy today because tomorrow's not guaranteed. There's no tomorrow if you can't come out of here. So these guys, I like what he did last game as well, you know, just showing us what he added late in his career. The 3-ball went 2 for 3, and I think he's going to need a bit more of that for Cote d'Ivoire's offense to be fluid, especially with Ibarra down low. Stretch him out, give yourself an advantage, give yourself another threat if you can knock down some threes as well.
Inside of a minute before we tip things off, our countdown to tip-off presented by Tissot has us fired up for this one. Win or go home here at the FIBA Olympic Qualifying Tournament in Puerto Rico. You mentioned Deon Thompson had a terrific night, had a team-high 18 points in the loss, but fouled out late in that fourth quarter, and that really stalled the offense for Cote d'Ivoire.
You know what I like about him, he's extremely positive. Now, obviously a guy that's a veteran, he's been around the block, he's played a number of places, played high-level collegiate basketball at UNC. But as we were walking out after that game against Lithuania, speaking to the coaches, and one thing he said was, we fought, right? That resonated with me because that's what these guys did. They came out, they played gritty, they played tough, they played right down the stretch. You know, a couple free throws here and there, a couple, you know, made baskets, and that can go any way. The ball is going to bounce either way, and they come out with a, you know, surprise victory. So for them right now, they've got to be able to come out and have that same sort of fight, spirited play today.
Cote d'Ivoire in the white jerseys, Mexico in the red, and off we go. Win or go home scenario. Both these teams trying to stay alive here in Puerto Rico. Nice move by Daddier to get the first 2.
Great job. Tight coming off of that screen. One dribble to the rack, protecting himself. Acrobatic finish at the rim.
Daddier finished with 12 points. Game number 1. Iran. He'll take a 3 and off the mark. Fofana chases down a miss. And Cote d'Ivoire looking to push the other way. Here's Thompson. Highlighted him to start in that mid-range jump shot pure.
Great shot by Thompson, but Daddy using the ball screen drawing out Ibarra a bit. Now you're kicking it over to Thompson, and he's knocking down. He has time and space for that shot.
Big 4-0 lead for Cote d'Ivoire. Stoll looking for help. He had 12 assists. Game number 1. How about that? That was supposed to be a pass, but the net was the intended receiver.
But I love the home run trot. Like, yeah, I meant to do that. I was supposed to do that.
Maybe a sign of things to come for Mexico as they knocked down their first 3 of the game. Shot 40% as a team in the loss against Lithuania. Daddier again attacking the rim.
And this time, just a different attack. Gets in that action there, attacks baseline to that left hand. Ibarra does not step up, so he gets right to the rack. Ibarra's concerned with Thompson stepping out for the 3.
Rodriguez, mid-range jump shot, tried it from 3 and hits a midi. That time, did that one on purpose.
Maybe he didn't mean to make that first one.
Daddier uses the Thompson screen. Now looking to move the rock. It's Fofana. Mulare with 6 to shoot. Has Stoll in front of him. Mulare blows by Stoll. The floater off the mark. Good rebound inside Fofana. And finally cleaned up and in by Quazio.
Big time second and third effort. But it's clear the game plan for Cote d'Ivoire right now is to continue to attack Ibarra in the pick and roll ball screens. But a good job crashing the offensive boards.
I may find Stoll. Ibarra wants his first touch on the block, and that goes out of bounds.
Good defense there. Thompson trying to front Ibarra, and that help side coming on the backside. A little bit too much on the pass, but good attention to detail by Cote d'Ivoire on the defensive side.
We highlighted Ibarra off the top. He had the 18 points. Game number 1, 6 rebounds as well, and battled tough with Lithuania's Sabonis. Now has his hands full with Dion Thompson. As Thompson misses that mid-range jump shot. Stoll will push the other way and throws it away. So some sloppy play on the back-to-back possessions now for Mexico.
Mexico just looks a bit out of sorts right now, not popping up the floor and flowing into their offense. Already 2 turnovers here, just 3 minutes played.
Daddier on the wing finds Mulare. Mulare draws 2, finds Fofana for 3. Indeed. Cote d'Ivoire off to the early start here. Started slow against Lithuania, but found the rhythm and was able to take the lead multiple times in that game. Here's Ibarra backing his way in. His first shot off the mark. Thompson with a flat-footed rebound. Mulare up top, Quazio. Waited for it to come down, and then with a strong finish inside. And how about Cote d'Ivoire? We wondered whether or not they would have the same energy that they had against Lithuania. The answer so far is a resounding yes, and it leads to a timeout by Mexico.
Right now they're playing, they're executing, but they're also playing with a sense of urgency. They're being intentional, and they're following that game plan.
6:27 remaining in the first period. Mexico timeout. We'll listen into their huddle. Coach Quintana will talk to them.
Me gusta, mira, pero para que sigas iniciando y disfrutando de Puerto Rico,
tranquilos, una por una.
queremos darle la voz aquí no se rayee. Así que tienen que poner su pasaporte para que sigan conectando con la liga. Olvidiendo.com, traído por la compañía de Puerto Rico. Seguimos
There's a look at that mid-range jump shot by Rodriguez. He has 5 points and counting. In fact, all 5 points so far for Mexico. They've looked a little disjointed. A good timeout there by Coach Quintana. And as a player, you know on the floor how you're feeling, right? Things aren't clicking. That timeout from the head coach is more than likely a sign like we got to get things going.
We got to get it together, right? And clearly for Mexico right now, Coach Ball is going to be extremely aggressive with Stoll. So the other two guards on the floor are going to have to step up, handle some of the rock, handle some of that pressure to get them into their offense.
Iran rejected inside. Fofana bats it away. Cote d'Ivoire suffocating defensively to start this game. Rodriguez, good use of the up fake. Inside, missed it. Jaimes with the rebound. Iran for three. That's in and out. Thompson clears. Thompson up top. Fofana lost the dribble. Last touch by Iran to stay here. A full 18 seconds on the shot clock for Cote d'Ivoire to work with here. Mulale trying to find someone, and he's going to throw it away. It's over and back. Mulale tried to pull a fast one in terms of throwing it off the back of the defender, but it wasn't touched, and it went all the way to the backcourt. Correct call by the officials. 21 Mexico basketball.
Good to see him out here with that little pop in his step. He left the floor yesterday in tears, right? You love that for a young guy. Give me the guys that care, right?
Gave Cote d'Ivoire 29 minutes yesterday. Finished with 12 points in the loss. As Javon said, left the floor in tears. Stoll. That will cause some tears. A teardrop three. Stoll doesn't normally look for his offense, but Mexico is a different team when he gets going. A rejection inside there by Rodriguez, and he looks to run the other way. A foul by Mulale in the front court.
You mentioned Stoll, right? Doesn't really look for his offense. And talking to him before the game, he mentioned that sometimes when he gets in the paint, the spacing isn't there because teams have adjusted to knowing he's going to kick out and look for his guys. But he also said to me that, you know me, if I'm on the court, I believe that my team has a chance to win. And there you see him behind the screen, about 30 feet out, tough one.
And a much-needed three as Cote d'Ivoire was working on a 7-0 run. Here's Stoll once again. Turns the corner, has Mulale on his back. The floater falls for him. So 5 straight points for Paul Stoll to get Mexico back in this game as we're halfway through the first period. Mulale attacking. Ibarra got a piece of that one. Seen some incredible blocks on both ends to start this game. It's Rodriguez. Jaimes in his office, going to work. Draws two. Floats it up, can't get it to go. Quadzio pushing the rock. In and out cross. Quadzio right to the basket. Can't get it to fall. Thompson vacuums it in for a fresh 14. Mulale was alone, thought about the three. Instead gives it to Thompson, who wants to go to work. Now Mulale 3 for 3. In and out. Quadzio tapped at it. And it's vacuumed in by Jaimes. And Stoll in the front court now. Iran, great spin.
Big time move, quick move on the catch. Spinning baseline, no help side there. Everybody's above the free throw line, or late help rather. Iran, certified score, right? You give him an opportunity like that, he's gonna get himself going.
Just like that, a 7-0 run now the other way for Mexico. Leads to a Cote d'Ivoire timeout. 4:10 remaining. 13-12 in favor of Cote d'Ivoire. You're watching the FIBA Olympic Qualifying Tournament live from Puerto Rico. Let's listen in to the Cote d'Ivoire huddle with Coach Lescano.
You are going to be in 1 minute. Hey. You have to make the floor pass strong here because you are behind. He knows how to play very good. Yes, higher. So big guy higher and collapse. 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 These guys here. Collapse. Okay? Collapse and get ready to after defend the close out. I'm pretty sure we close this. Okay? No face. Okay, we miss. Go strong. Okay, in the layup. Play 5, we need to do it. Play 5.
Some good fight here shown by Mexico as you see the finish from Giron. Putting a cap on a 7-0 run leading to a timeout for Cote d'Ivoire. We expected a back-and-forth battle, and that's what we've had so far to start this first quarter.
Yeah, and obviously Cote d'Ivoire threw the first punch, the first swing, and Mexico just had to adjust to this. And I like what Paul Stoll has come out and done and turned himself into a scorer, right? If you're going to be aggressive and take away some of the passing lanes, and I'm going to get myself on the board on the score sheet.
Zazua into the game for the first time, coming off the bench for Cote d'Ivoire. Fofana almost had it poked. Mulare for three, indeed. If that shot falls for him, it just opens up so much to his game.
Yeah, and you know, to pair that with how quick he is and how fast he is, right? Two skill sets that I would have loved to have.
Thompson with the steal and the hammer. And right now, Josh Ibarra having trouble figuring out the Thompson problem on the defensive end. Saw the full court pressure from Cote d'Ivoire throughout the game against Lithuania, and that caused problems for Lithuania in that one. Mexico's gonna have to deal with that. Jaimes loses the rock momentarily and now turns it over.
Well, a big part of Cote d'Ivoire's defense is, oh, Thompson here, get up, big fella, big fella, throw it down. A big part of Cote d'Ivoire's defense is they force you to initiate your offense about 30 feet out. So it's not as easy to get the ball on the three-point line, get your entries into the post, and they do a good job deflecting, which is disruptive to your offense.
Lage pulls for two. Can't get it to go, trying to track down his own miss, but Paul Stoll put a fork in. Ibarra, deep post position, going to work.
There's not much you can do there, right? When he gets 2 feet planted inside the paint, he can go over both left, right shoulder. They're making it look easy.
Zazua for three. The Voss finding the range here tonight after shooting just 30% from three-point range in the loss against Lithuania. Ibarra trying to cross-court pass, tipped out of bounds.
That's the right idea there, but again, Ibarra, the difference between his last bucket and that play there is he's catching the basketball further off of the blocks. There's more for him to do, right? He has to dribble, he has to back down the defender and try and make a play. Great intention, but if he can continue to get that ball deeper into the post, where you're going to have far more success.
Ibarra had 4 assists in game 1. He's a playmaker from that spot. You see a great pass, but it was fumbled by Jaimes. Couldn't catch it cleanly. Ibarra on the tip. He's been a little bit more active now. Thompson goes to the bench. Ibarra gets busy. Here's Tappe. Fires a pass. It was last touched by Mexico. And we'll stay here with 13 on the shot clock for Cote d'Ivoire to work with. Abate for 3 from the corner, off the mark. Strong rebound on the other side by Fofana. And Zazua says, let's set something up. Zazua snakes the dribble. Tappe attacking. Off the mark. Jaimes vacuums it in. Stoll on the push. Down the lane is Jaimes. Up top! And Ibarra hammers it home. Josh Ibarra with the sledgehammer.
He's come alive.
Certainly has. It's a 3-point game for Mexico. A foul. Ball almost hit me in the grill. Sitting courtside.
Trying to get into a shooter.
They tried. I wasn't ready. Here's Ibarra.
Big fella. Throw it down.
And all that happened by him just running the floor. Love that from your bigs. Ibarra now with 6 points and counting, helping Mexico get back into this game. Abate will inbound this basketball. Valley has it. Zazua. Looking inside, and that's stolen by Stoll. Averages 2.4 steals per game across all Olympic qualifying tournaments that he's played in. Just a pesky defender. You've seen Paul Stoll go to work for a very long time. I know a lot of people talk about his offense, but pound for pound, a pretty good defender too.
Yeah, you know what he is? He's a guy that's an irritant. Here you can see, okay, he's not innocent here. This is a prime example. He's hooking Daly, gets the call, but one of those guys that's chippy. He's not going to stop coming at you. Not the biggest size, but a big heart.
38 years old, trying to get to the Olympic Games with this unit. Diabate inside, Quazio with a nice move along the baseline to finish.
Diabate right now, full court pressure. Daly here just bluffing at Stoll, and they're going to make things difficult on him. Too quick, though.
They're going to make him work across this 40 minutes, that's for sure. Lopez. Ibarra. Lopez gets it back. Puts it on the deck. Lopez. Jaime with the floater. That's good offense.
That's a great find by Lopez. Didn't really have much at the basket. I thought he was going to come down with it and travel, but somehow, some way, made a great pass.
17 years old and was poised on that possession. 2-second difference between shot and game clock. Diabate turns the corner, leaves it for Tape, and he finds it off the glass. Lopez in the open floor. And Rodriguez gets it off in time and counted for two.
I'm going to say those are two big plays by Lopez. That was a pass. I'm going to go with the pass here. Great stride. Phenomenal pass. You get two before the quarter.
Great energy in the first 10 minutes here in this one. Cote d'Ivoire take a 3-point lead into the break. Take a look at the first half stats, or first quarter stats, excuse me. Both teams finding the range from 3-point land. 60% for Cote d'Ivoire in the first 10 minutes. They only shot 30% in their loss against Lithuania. Mexico with a 40% effort. That matches what they brought to the table against Lithuania. And here are the best pictures from the first quarter.
A little surprising, no free throws. Dadia here, the first basket, tough acrobatic finish. Thompson, the bar's not going to step up. Hand down, man down. I don't know about this one. The bank's open, but Rodriguez, you got to call that one. Dadia, another tough finish using the basket. The backboard is a protection, Stoll, defense going under, stop and pop. There we go, big man. Throw it down, big man, throw it down. Hey!
So some good energy on both sides here in the first quarter. Both teams going on 7-0 runs. And we have a 3-point game as we head towards the second. Win or go home scenario in the FIBA Basketball Olympic Qualifying Tournament here in Puerto Rico. Well, you can scan the QR code right now on your screen, download the app, Courtside 1891, stream, schedule, scores, and so much more. Follow along with this tournament here in Puerto Rico and the 3 others happening in Europe as well. Courtside 1891, your home for FIBA Basketball. Mexico has never lost 2 games in a row to open an Olympic qualifying tournament. They see themselves in a 3-point hole at the moment against Cote d'Ivoire, who have never made an Olympic Games. Lopez will inbound the ball to start the second quarter. And Paul Stoll on the floor with him, as is Ibarra. Andriassi, who has the ball for the first time tonight, and Jaime with a nice high-low feed inside to Ibarra. The foul is on the floor, so the bucket won't count. That was a good-looking set.
Yeah, great-looking set. The high-low you mentioned, but Ibarra doing a good job of moving his feet, right? Staying alive, staying active. You get fronted on the post, okay, let's move this over. And using his right shoulder to get into defense, instead give a left-handed target. But just keeping those feet moving, just allowing the defense, playing against the defense and taking what the defense is giving you.
Lopez will inbound once again. How about the trust Coach Quintado has in his 17-year-old to inbound the basketball? Great pass by Stoll. Nothing the defense can do. And Ibarra now with 8.
Tremendous pass, put enough air on it, and Lopez did a big-time job on the weak side, just clearing out so that the help side could not come over on the backside and tip that basketball.
Basketball smarts at such a young age. Future bright for him. That time gets beat on the dribble by Daddy. Can't get it to go, and Jimenez pulls down another rebound.
Still enough length and wingspan that even though he got beat off the dribble, was able to contest the shot.
Here's Stoll. Andriassi. Jimenez gonna have to go all the way to the logo to pick it up. This is good defense on this possession from Cote d'Ivoire. They're so pesky. They get a lot of deflections with their length and size. A lot of times when you see deflections or defenses being able to deflect passes, people think it's just all length and arms, but you gotta move your feet to be able to do that.
Have to move your feet, and there's a lot of anticipation.
Lopez, shot clock winding down, tough move, can't get it to go. Andriassi snuck in for a rebound and put it up and in to give Mexico its first lead of the game. Diabate. Dally tees up the 3. Hit a big one from that spot against Lithuania, but off the mark that time. See the points in the paint right now in favor of Mexico. They're pounding it inside. And they want to go inside once again to Ibarra. Stoll. Andriassi drills the 3.
That is so tough to guard off that handoff, right? Get it to Ibarra and Stoll full speed attacks. That caught the defense by surprise, and then whipping it out with that left hand to the right corner.
He is such a good passer. Thompson for 3. In and out. Ibarra with the rebound. Lopez hands it off to Andriassi. They'll wait for the rest of the squad. Lopez thought about the 3 a couple of times and then pulls it and talks a little junk to Thompson as it splashes through.
That boy don't know how to respect his elders. 17 years old, looking at Thompson, knocking it down and chirping.
Thompson's been playing as long as he's been born. Lopez on the floor saying, if you're out here, I'm just as good as you are. Zazua from the top of the key, that's tough. And a much-needed bucket as Cote d'Ivoire was on the wrong end of a run to start this second quarter, Stoll to the 10.
Now that's a tough shot. He had 3 defenders riding on his left shoulder. I don't know how he found a way to get that basketball up at the rim, put enough English on it off the glass.
It's a 12-2 run right now in the second period for Mexico. And right now, Javon, it feels like the team that had the off day yesterday in Mexico have the fresher legs.
They're probably out.
Diabate has that ball pounded against the board by Ibarra with a great block. That'll be his last play for a little bit as he gets a much-deserved rest. We'll see this replay once again. Stoll, to your point on the tough look.
Third bump, takes the contact, tied up, finish. Nice little roll at the end. And Lopez, all right, young fella, show me something now.
Back to live action, a good pass. Diabate snuck it in for 2. Zazua with the strip. Zazua with the hammer. That's great defense by Zazua.
You see that pressure.
Picking the pocket of Andriassi.
And he forced.
He almost came up with another one. As a defender in that moment, Zazua knows he can pick his pocket. Just sometimes we talk about the confidence on offense, but sometimes that translates on the other end, on the defensive end, as Zazua talking a little junk here.
Yeah, he's talking to everybody. He's talking to me. He's talking to you. He's talking to Andriassi.
But there's times as a defender that you feel confident that you can guard the player in front of you.
Yeah, and you know what? Especially when you have that player rattled and they're not handling the basketball, you can see it in their eyes that they don't want to rock. And that's a part of that, too, just you imposing yourself. I'm going to take this from you. You don't want to give it to me. I'm just going to take it.
Diabate with rhythm dribble. Lopez reached in there. You saw the length that Javon talked about a couple of possessions ago, swatting that out of bounds. Can get better at moving his feet, but he makes up for some of the mistakes he makes by not moving his feet with that length.
And you know what? Part of that too is he's 17, so he's still growing into his body. Right? And at some point, yeah, he'll be able to move a bit more fluid and won't look as clumpy or unorthodox.
Diabate would tend to shoot. Tried to find Thompson, and he was getting held. Thompson looking back at Stoll saying, yeah, you fouled me. And Stoll saying, no chance.
Looking at both of those guys, that's a lot of years, a lot of mileage. Both looking at one another.
That's double Lopez's age. Shot clock resets back to 14. Valley with a close look, couldn't get it to go. Stoll now in the front court. Stoll takes a couple of bumps. Draws multiple defenders, finds Lopez. Lopez couldn't hang on to it. Stoll was in the perfect spot to pick it up. Jaimez with the floater, he missed it. Fofana will push. Zazua crossing over, and there was a foul before the shot by Andriassi as Zazua was getting ready to punch it.
He's come with some energy right now. He's really been out there playing with some energy, picking up full court, 7 points for him. Only 1 assist, but it's not just about what's on the clock. It's the energy. You actually feel him out there right now.
He's on the rock. You can feel that he wants to take a look, and he does from 3, and it's deep and in. To your point, sometimes you just feel it.
You just feel it. You're just in a zone, and everybody on the floor feels you. That's actually more important than putting up stats on the box score.
Game tied at 34. Jaimez for 3. That's off the mark. A battle for it. Zazua almost came up with it. It was poked away by Stoll. And Andriassi came up with the long rebound. Here's Lopez. Great move! Lopez rising up and crushing the orange.
I did not see that coming. I didn't see that one. I did not see that.
A great first step. He pounded it home. Diabate with a tough layup on the other end. This game picking up now. A lot at stake. Winner go home. Winner plays in the semifinal. Saturday night, Jaime for 3. Can't get it to go. Gutierrez is going to come down with the offensive board. Stoll standing on the logo, has Fofana in front of him. Stoll tees up the 3. Off the mark. Another offensive rebound for Gutierrez. Lopez. He's off the mark from 3. Jaimez trying to get it up and in. Took 5 shots to get 2. Mexico will take the bucket nonetheless. And that's going to lead to a timeout. 4:05 remaining in the second quarter. It's been a battle. Mexico, Cote d'Ivoire. Winner moves on to semis. Loser goes home. Here at the Olympic Qualifying Tournament in Puerto Rico. Let's listen in to Coach Lescano and his Cote d'Ivoire huddle.
We have to go. You box out and go to take it, man. Box out and go to take it. For ambition. For ambition. They are taking all the rebounds here. 50-51 for them. For ambition. All of you, now, he plays you one-on-one. He's not a shooter. He plays you one-on-one. For free. Come on, man. For ambition, all of you. All of you. Asemian, Max, Leo, Bob, Bill. Hey, guys,
Look at Lopez rising up, hammering one home. 17-year-old playing like a vet here in Puerto Rico. Well, Coach Lescano talking in that huddle about getting beat on the rebound on the backboard. It's 20-12 in terms of the rebound count in favor of Mexico. Cote d'Ivoire right now needs to be a little bit more physical. They were doing that against Lithuania. A zone for the first time tonight for Mexico. Fofana Lost it. Here's Lopez. Rodriguez back into the game. Andriassi will slow things down. Paul Stoll not on the floor. Important minutes here for Mexico, especially offensively. Paul Stoll just, things are easy. He's normally on the floor. Andriassi made it look easy on that wrong foot floater.
Well, with Stoll on the bench, Cote d'Ivoire, they've got to steal these minutes.
Chance of defense coming in from the crowd. Mulale fell down, got back up, still has the rock. 2 to shoot. Mulale gets it to Dadzier. He did not get it off in time. That's great defense from Mexico. And Javon, looks like the zone has just confused Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah, and for Mulale, at 21 years old, handling the pressure, handling the zone, you can see he wasn't aware. It's not just on the floor. You've got to be time, score, clock. It wasn't aware of the clock winding down and just chucked a hot potato with 0.3 left on the shot clock.
Andriassi right back to Jaime. What a block! Quazio says no. Fall away, Rodriguez. Lopez rising up for the tip. Are we sure he's 17?
He might not be 17.
What a first half for Lopez. Quazio thought about it. Lopez came out a little too aggressive and fouled him.
First, personal foul number
Here you see the block.
21, Karim Lopez.
Rodriguez, bump, shot, tip. The 17-year-old.
Unbelievable performance so far for Karim Lopez. He only played 9 minutes in a loss to Lithuania. Right now giving Mexico some great minutes here in the first half. At 3 off the mark, fresh shot clock. Mulale for 3, and they finally get one to fall through after the offense dried up for Cote d'Ivoire. The momentum feels like it's Mexico's way, but it's only a 3-point game. Gutierrez looking for help. Where does it come? Comes from the form of Andriassi. What a step back. Can't get it to fall. Lopez kept it alive. Goes out of bounds. We'll go the other way.
Since that, you mentioned it just being a 3-point game, since that timeout, you can see Cote d'Ivoire's on-ball defense has picked up, as if it needs to pick up that much more, right? These guys have really been getting into Mexico, especially with Stoll on the bench. He's checking back in right now with Joshua Barra. 1 and 2, 1A, 1B for this Mexican team.
Prior to the last couple of minutes, it just felt like Cote d'Ivoire was a step slow.
Yeah.
A couple of times, and the one-day rest that Mexico's had has benefited them. See how that progresses throughout the evening. Thompson back to Mulale for 3. Knocks it down once again and ties the game.
That's a good flash to the center, that the weak spot of the defense of the zone there by Dadier, and a good job kicking it right back out. Mulale shot ready.
Andriassi comes off the Ibarra screen. Andriassi, nice pocket pass inside, but Thompson deflected the shot. Quazio lost the rock. Bodies hit the deck. Stoll will push. Lopez has it and rolls to the rim.
That's nice. Look at the trust that Stoll has in Lopez, a 17-year-old. He's running that right wing. Stoll gets it to him, and Ibarra clearing out the space for him to finish.
Foul's going to be called on Andriassi as he's trying to get around the Thompson screen. And we lock in on 17-year-old Lopez, who has been special here in this first half. And by the way, he's not the youngest player on the team. There's a 15-year-old on the team. Going to be Cote d'Ivoire basketball as Andriassi picks up his second foul. It's the 4th team foul here for Mexico, so they're 1 away from penalty. 1:04 remaining in the first half. Zazua back on the floor for Cote d'Ivoire, and he's on the rock. Zazua, good hesitation dribble over Ibarra. That's a tough look.
That's so nice. Really soft touch. Changed the trajectory of the shot as he got into the paint, and the bar was in front of him. Just floated it up.
Stoll the Hyman's. The spacing isn't there to get it to Ibarra. Now it is. And then he gets stripped by Zazua. A 4-on-2 opportunity. Murare galloping to the rim was stripped. It's going to stay here. No, it's going the other way. They said it was off Murare before it went out of bounds. A chance at a 2-for-1 opportunity if Mexico goes quick. 10-second difference between shot and game clock. Stoll doesn't look like he's in a rush. Game tied at 44. This is the 4th tie already in this first half. Ibarra tripped on the invisible line and lost possession. Fofana in the open floor gives Cote d'Ivoire the lead, and that leads to a timeout. 14.5 remaining in the second period. Mexico and Cote d'Ivoire battling in a do-or-die game here in Puerto Rico. Reminder, you can scan a QR code right now on your screen. Download the Courtside 1891 app. Streams, schedules, scores, and so much more from the FIBA Olympic Qualifying Tournament here in 2024. Beautiful San Juan, Puerto Rico. We're seeing a battle, Mexico and Cote d'Ivoire. A 2-point game, 14.5 remaining here in the first half. Cote d'Ivoire with a ton of fouls to give, so let's see how Mexico attack it as the shot clock is unplugged. Abriassi gets fouled by Dadier. It's only the 13th foul, so they'll have one more to give. With 7 seconds remaining in the period. Abriassi will inbound the basketball. He's on the floor. Ibarra, Stoll, Lopez, Rodriguez. Abriassi has it on the logo. Draws 2, gave it away. Fofana with time, fires. Could not bank it home, and that's how we end a great 20 minutes in a do-or-die scenario. Cote d'Ivoire lead by 2 over Mexico at the half.
46. Y hacen su entrada nuestro casting directamente de la Compañía de Turismo de Puerto Rico y su marca registrada.
We'll get an opportunity to look at the first half statistics. 50% from three-point range, and mind you, that last shot by Fofana was a last-second opportunity or last-second heave for Cote d'Ivoire, so that percentage could be even higher. The rebounding battle in favor of Mexico, Cote d'Ivoire, and Coach Lascano talked about that in one of the huddles. Zazua really imposed himself onto this game on both ends of the floor, the leading scorers he had into half.
Yeah, Zazua, you see the 12 points for him, but really the presence that he had, and every time that he checked into the game, you could see it invigorated his squad. They played a bit tougher, they played a bit more energized. He was getting up into anybody that was in front of him, just defending, getting deflections, turned him over. Joshua Ibarra, 8 points, 2 rebounds. I think, you know, he did a good job when they got the ball into a deep low post. Can't get away from that. He can't get complacent, he's just comfortable and fall to Cote d'Ivoire's aggressive nature and aggressive defense. He's got to match, he's got to use his body, meet them with the contact, initiate contact. He should finish this game, maybe even finish with 20 points tonight.
Great first half here in San Juan, Puerto Rico. We'll take a look at the best pictures from the second period. And even though Mexico right now is looking at a 2-point deficit, they got some great minutes out of the youngster Karim Lopez, who finished with 9 points and was a plus 11 on the floor in his minutes, just 17 years old. And there was some impressive highlight plays, including this one right there. But it was his poise that he played with that really was impressive.
Yeah, the poise, but also the sense of urgency, you know, on some of those plays, because he's actually out there right now. It seems like he understands what's at stake more than everybody else. And he's just 17, so I'm sure he's going to have a number more opportunities at an Olympic run, at an Olympic opportunity, at a World Cup. But right now, he's playing like he's the guy leading the charge for his team, saying, guys, it's win now or go home.
Fearless on the world stage. See him there trying to get the layup. That was to close the half. So we have a 2-point game after 2 quarters of play. 46-44, Cote d'Ivoire in front of Mexico in a winner-go-home scenario here at the FIBA Olympic Qualifying Tournament in Puerto Rico. Second half, moments away.
Education, health, justice. We sometimes take these simple things for granted. They're not common for all of us. We are all born on the same planet, but not with the same opportunities.
Whatever our gender, color, belief, or capability, we are one. We are all on the same team. Let's convince those who never thought they would do it that they can. We can. Together, we are stronger. No matter your origin, basketball can bring everyone together. Basketball for good.
Nice time. What a play. Vintage. Baloncesto Español. Condon. Hammers on. Here, Condon. Takes it in. Drills the 3.
College basketball, 1 year under his belt. Here goes Hezonia. Oh boy. That was a layup through.
High percentage, starts the game 0 for 3. Said, you know what, let me get to the rim.
Only trailing by 12. And penetrates, goes in, gets rejected. Well, Jeremy Sohan with the denial.
They're happy to let the shot clock tick down. Brownlee pulls up and gets the F1 on top of the triple. Justin Brownlee comes up clutch. Aguilar and Tamilo hugging on the bench. Timmer can't believe it.
Look at him. Oh.
Volleyball spike from Antetokounmpo. He wants to lob.
Here he goes. Wow. Now look at the masses in the crowd.
The biggest cheerleader here.
Ely doesn't mess around, takes it deep, he ties it! Ely! What a finish this was. Unbelievable from Shea Ely. Vakas, talk like about to expire. There's Vakas, the lob. Oh my goodness, you cannot be serious! And there's Vakas and Duarte jawing at each other.
Well, the Souza causing problems here. Mons Gacko, times have we seen this shown up? Here comes De Souza. Oh, baby! Boa noite. Good night, Silvio De Souza. I tell you what, we have seen some exciting plays right now here at this FIBA OQT, but Silvio De Souza just put Jaime Perdilla on a poster. Obrigado. That is unbelievable.
These guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world forever.
Halftime here in San Juan, Puerto Rico, as we are in the middle of a battle between Cote d'Ivoire and Mexico. Let's take a look at the top scores here in the game thus far. Karim Lopez, 17-year-old sensation, has been terrific for Mexico, leading the way with 9 points. Been poised and created some explosive plays, getting to the 10. Showing his size and athleticism. Here he is on the tip. This aggressiveness, and it's not necessarily that they're running sets for him, Javon. It's just him outworking everybody to find open spaces.
He's showing you everything, right? You can see him there in transition, right? The first shot he had, the jab step, the defense bites, a three, the big time dunk, a putback. So it's just a variety of ways. He's just finding ways, creating ways to put points on the board, but creating opportunities for himself and his team as well. So I've been impressed with this 17-year-old because it just shows he understands the game. High IQ, and to your point, they haven't ran one set for him, and just showing that he's running into fast break and figuring it out, that's big time.
Leading scorer for Cote d'Ivoire is Azua with 12 points. Perfect from three-point range, perfect inside the arc. And you mentioned it in that first half. It wasn't that he was just scoring, he was imposing his will on this basketball.
Had a big-time presence, and yes, 12 points and 3 for 3, hasn't missed a shot from the floor. But sometimes a good defense is your best offense, and that's what I've gotten from him, is that he's really charged himself and he's really invigorated his team on the defensive end, which has created offensive opportunities for himself and others. So just really went out there. I thought, he elevated the level of play, the intensity for everybody every time he checked in the game. And I want to see more of that in the second half.
Came off the bench, providing the spark. You see the shot chart there, all green circles on that shot chart for Zazua. Moments away from the start of the second half. Reminder, you can join in on the conversation on social media using the hashtag FIBA OQTs as we take a look at the game leaders for Mexico. Lopez, we saw his highlight pack with 9 points. Jaime gobbling up all the rebounds, 8 of them. And Paul stole 6 assists, halfway to the total he had in game number 1 as he finished with 12. Mexico played Lithuania tough for 1 half, and Lithuania pulled away completely in half number 2. Cote d'Ivoire on the other end really played tough for 40 minutes, but came away with the loss. Both these teams feel that they deserve to be here and play at this level on this stage, and they also have us believing that they can win the game, no question about it.
Yeah, I mean, how many conversations have you and I had about, what would be the best scenario or the best, next round semifinals? But both these teams right now and you want to have that confidence, right? You step onto that court, you should believe that you're supposed to win. You should believe in the guys in that locker room, and both these teams are definitely exuding that.
There's Karim Lopez trotting onto the floor, the 17-year-old sensation. He had his 9 points. Efficient 9 points, 2 rebounds. really came off the bench and provided a spark. And I think he earned more minutes in this second half. And as a player, in moments where you are coming off the bench as a reserve and you have a great first half, you want to get back on the floor quickly in that third.
He knows, running out of that locker room right now, he knows he's going back in this game. And he's already thinking, I got to make sure that I'm warm, get my shots up right now, get a good rhythm, because I want to pick up right where I left off. Don't let any player tell you they're lying. There's this selfish side that they're supposed to have to it too. He wants to go out there and produce and perform for himself, also for his country. But yeah, I had a great first half. I want to come back out and continue to build on that.
Game leaders for Cote d'Ivoire. Zazua, we talked about him, his 12 points. Thompson with the 4 rebounds. Boulare with the 2 assists. Boulare came up big with 2 big 3-pointers in that second quarter. And Thompson, his defense against Ibarra to start the game really stagnated that Mexican offense. See if he's able to get back to that to start this third quarter. The one adjustment that Mexico made that was very interesting in that second period was going to the zone. It really confused Cote d'Ivoire. Now, they did make some threes, and that changed things a little bit. But do you go back to the zone if you're Coach Quintado here in the second half?
Well, you definitely got it, especially if, you know, Cote d'Ivoire is getting up and down, they're running, turning you over, and you can't really get into your offense. They're getting some easy baskets. I think you do throw that zone back at them because they did have some success with it. So I always want to force a team that is, you know, not necessarily known to shoot the basketball as well. You know they want to get out and run. You know you may have a tough time with them one-on-one. You know, throw a different look at them. Now, if you're Cote d'Ivoire, you've got to also recognize and identify the couple possessions that you did have that you had success. There was one where Dadier, you know, flashed the high post and he kicked back out for a 3, right? And just getting into those gaps, and it sounds so simple, it's cliche. Find the open gaps and weak points of the zone, force them to shift, collapse, and kick it out and get easy looks. And those are the plays that if you're Cote d'Ivoire and the coaching staff, these guys have got to recognize and identify extremely fast.
Moments away from the start of the second half here. The FIBA Olympic Qualifying Tournament. It's a winner-go-home scenario. Cote d'Ivoire lead by 2. The winner moves on to Saturday night's semifinal. The loser will take a plane ticket and head on home and have their Olympic journey end abruptly. So halftime adjustments, let's talk about them. Start with Cote d'Ivoire. They have the 2-point lead. They led for a good portion of the second half against Lithuania. Had the crowd here believing that they'd be able to pull off the upset, but then it fell apart late. How do you stop that from happening tonight?
Well, again, the stakes are different tonight, and you have to know that there is no tomorrow. So to sustain, you have to be able to sustain the level of play. And I think a big part of that as well is just really honing in and being aggressive and getting into Paul's stall, but also continue to do the job that you're doing on a bar. If you can force some turnovers, collect those rebounds, and really get out and push it and run, fatigue and exhaust Mexico that way.
On the other side, Mexico had a great first half against Lithuania, and it seemed like they just ran out of gas in the second half. They had the rest day yesterday, so they should, in terms of the rest advantage, it should be in favor of Mexico. But this second half is so important because it is, to your point, win or go home. There's no tomorrow.
They need everybody. They need all 5 guys that are going to be on the floor. You know, the good thing, the gift is a 17-year-old came in and gave you a spark. The bad thing is it was a 17-year-old that came in and gave you a spark, right? So the other guys, you mentioned it before, it's a veteran squad. They've also got to come out and can't just rely on Paul Sloan and can't just rely on Barr. Everybody's got to play their part in just moving this thing forward.
Start of the second half, Cote d'Ivoire basketball, they're up 2 in a winner-go-home scenario. Join in on the hashtag FIBAOQT. Tell us where you're watching from. As Thompson misses the first shot of the second half, you see the 5 on the floor for Cote d'Ivoire. Zazua, Quatio, Diabate, Fofana, and Thompson. 5 on the floor for Mexico. Stoll, who has the rock, Jaimez, Giron, Rodriguez, and Ibarra. Giron from the corner with 5 to shoot now. Thought about the 3, Thompson slaps it out of bounds. 2.2 on the shot clock for Mexico to work with. Thompson's doing a good job, although he's playing on the back of Ibarra, of moving his feet and getting Ibarra kind of off balance, not able to really seal as well as he should.
Well, he's giving up Great job sticking to the basket by Stoll.
Cote d'Ivoire fell asleep that time, and Stoll rolling to the rim for 2 and ties the game at 46. But to your point,
yeah,
Thompson doing a good job.
Yeah, he's doing a good job moving his feet, and that's his advantage, right? He's giving up a couple inches in height, but he's got to play to his strength, and that is he's strong, but he can also move his feet a bit quicker than Ibarra.
Diabate had it stripped. It's going to stay here at 4.3 on the shot clock. And while the score bug shows that Mexico is pitching a shutout right now, the score is tied at 46. Not anymore as Quazio puts it up and in. 48-46 now your score. Cote d'Ivoire takes the lead with 8:50 remaining in the third. Stoll tried to feed it on the roll to Ibarra, and it was stolen. Zazua will push. The bounce pass to Quazio. Diabate. Zazua for 3. His first miss of the night. Quazio chases it down. Quazio in the lane. Nice pass to Fofana, and he was bear hugged underneath. It's on the floor. So we'll reset the shot clock back to 14. It'll be Cote d'Ivoire basketball. A very passionate fan base here in San Juan, Puerto Rico, as we take a look at the bear hug from Jaimes. You can hear the basketball IQ from the fans.
Yep.
It's
Mouse in the house.
Mouse in the house.
Mouse in the house, they want that ball into Ibarra. Mouse in the house, small fry.
And Ibarra wants it on the block. Rodriguez fell to the floor. Cote d'Ivoire, open floor. Fofana flying to the rim. Good start to this half for Cote d'Ivoire. Here's Ibarra on the block. Tough shot. Jaimes able to clean it up as Fofana mistimed his jump. Chance of defense now for the Mexican supporters. Zazua hears it and silences them with the layup.
That's tough. And you know, he had Ibarra on that right elbow and he just attacked, just knowing he wasn't going to be able to close the gap, kept the defense on his right hip, and a good finish.
About a great feed, and Jaime puts it up and in, counted in the foul. What a pass by Ibarra. Barely touched it, fired it into the cutting Jaime.
Now the Mexican fan base might have been onto something here. High IQ fan base, right? They said mouse in the house, get him the ball inside. That's 2 big plays, 2 positive plays that come from that. Jaimes has been the beneficiary of both the offensive rebound the last play, and now Ibarra inside, great pass, tight finish. Jaimes, nice roll.
As a wing player yourself, and you played with great bigs who were able to pass the ball, you knew when you cut that they would find you.
Oh, that's a beauty, right? Because as a big that can pass, one, you're always going to attract defense, right? Because as a big, you're always going to command respect. So as soon as that ball goes in the post, every coach tells you dig, 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 dig. That shrinks the floor. You cut, easy baskets. Willing passers, whether it's from the big, the forward, always help your offense.
Thompson drills the 3.
That also helps your offense when you have a 5-man that can step out and stretch the floor when the opposing defender does not want to get out there.
Thompson 7 points and counting. They go right inside to Ibarra. Iron. Rodriguez. Thompson calling for 3 seconds. Ibarra clears the lane, but had it stolen by Diabate. Diabate galloping to the rim. Counted in the foul. Oh, that was nasty.
That's huge. Going to his left, scoops above the defense, gathers himself. And a high finish off the glass. Here you see it, left hand, one dribble above the defense, over Stoll. Ooh, Rodriguez, too high, too nice, too soft.
The ability to play the angles there. Oops, who says basketball players don't know math?
Little geometry never hurt nobody.
Nadia back into the game for Cote d'Ivoire. Diabate working on a 6-point night. Looking for number 7 at the line. He drills it. It'll be Stoll. Stoll turns the corner. Diabate all over him and almost came up with the steal. But we see what Mexico's trying to do. Get the ball inside and then play off of that.
Yeah, right, and relieve Stoll a bit, right, because there's so much pressure on him. And right now, Diabate is doing a good job of really getting inside to him. So Stoll has to do a good job of handling that pressure and getting that entry passes to Ibarra.
Just making sure here we have the right clock situation as our officials are explaining that to Coach Quintana. Right now in the arena was showing 19. It's going to flip to 14. And it's Mexico basketball on the inbound. Here's Ibarra. Stoll and Ibarra, maybe some two-man game. Haven't seen much of this to start this second half. Stoll and Diabate get tied up. And Diabate, good sportsmanship there. Stoll so crafty, just initiating that foul, really.
Well, and there's two things happening here. Stoll is crafty, and he's also tricky. He's hooking too. And Diabate's fighting, Diabate's fighting over screens. Usually guys that far out, they'll go over the first one. Excuse me, they'll go under the first one and over the second one. Diabate's going over everything to Stoll.
Again, that was just smarts there by Stoll. He knew Diabate was coming out a little aggressively. And Diabate picking up those two quick fouls will hit the bench. And Mulare now back on the floor. So it doesn't get any easier for Stoll. Stoll shook him there. And that's going to be a moving screen on Jaime, but Jaime took a hard foul and grabbing his right leg. As he looks to shake out, it looks to be his ankle. Here's what you were talking about with Thompson. That last two-man game opportunity with Mulare.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of experience, right? Just not to get flustered, not to get sped up there. Just knowing that as he's on the catch, Jaime is going to dig over, and I'm still going to have time because the bar is in that drop coverage.
Going to be Mexico basketball with 5:59 remaining in the third. Down 9. How do they respond now? Cote d'Ivoire throwing another jab here in this slugfest. Stoll gets doubled. Finds Jaime. Good cross-court pass. Guess who's on the floor? It's Lopez, and already a positive move for Mexico. When you need energy, you get the 17-year-old can of Red Bull on the floor. He's going to go to the line for 2 here. That foul was in the act.
You know, the irony is, as physical as both teams have played, There you see Lopez getting that pass. Daddy right there, he just puts that right shoulder into his chest. Daddy swipes down, puts in that foul. The irony is that we've only shot 1 free throw each team, 2 free throws total, as physical as this game has been.
It's been a great game.
Officials letting these guys play.
As Lopez knocks down the first. Kareem Lopez playing in the 2nd division in Spain this season for Pratt. And would be the youngest player by 5 years on this team if it wasn't for the 15-year-old Porras, who checked into the game against Lithuania and became the youngest player to play at an OQT. So a little bit of history here in this tournament for Mexico. Lopez putting on a show here in game number 2.
Safe to say that Mexico's going to be in some good hands over the next couple of years.
Yeah, Lopez. We have Isaiah Porras, who's not going to be draft eligible until 2030, which sounds kind of crazy.
I don't even want to think about that because then I have to think about my age, and then you have to think about your age. So we're just gonna leave it at 2030, and we're not going to talk about it anymore.
We'll leave it alone. They also have Daniel Bolina, who we saw at the FIBA Americup 2 years ago. Not here with the team right now. Spent some time with Barcelona. And he's just 22 years old, and he's another player who is part of the bright future for this Mexican national team. Ibarra misses the first free throw as he toes the line. A little pressure shown here for Mexico. Olade has it. 98. Olade on the logo. Crosses over on Stoll. Kicks to Thompson. Mismatches theirs. Thompson's going to back him in. Finds Olade for 3. That's off the mark. And Stoll with a strong rebound inside. Lopez. Confident stroke. Off the mark. Rodriguez wasn't going to let that rebound go. The foul is on the floor, and that will send Rodriguez to the line as Cote d'Ivoire in the penalty. It's on Dadiet. It's his 3rd. Dadiet's having a tough night here in terms of foul trouble. That's just a tough call right there. Thought he got away with a piece of the ball. Official said, "You got some forearm, my friend." And Lopez now at the line. Karim Lopez knocks down the first free throw, playing in the Mexican Pro League this year. He's only played in the Americup so far, the America qualifier so far with the Mexican national team. So this, the biggest stage he's played on for Mexico. Start the game with 5 straight points to get things going for them.
Enters number 6.
Since been quiet. This is the 2nd free throw there.
Number 21.
Halfway through the 3rd quarter, Javon, when do you go back to that zone if you're Mexico that was effective in the 2nd quarter?
I think we'll see it in the next minute or so. Right now, you're getting a little full court press, trying to slow down Cote d'Ivoire.
Ali's 3 is way off the mark. So stop here for Mexico. Once again, Cote d'Ivoire in the penalty. Ibarra, the floater, that's tough.
We haven't seen much of that today
at all.
Right? And I think that's something you have to explore a bit more.
It's 11 points. Most of his points have come with the back to the basket. Zazua's 3 not there. Ibarra with a flat-footed rebound. I'd go right back to the ball screen if I was Mexico. Lopez wanted Zazua on his back. Couldn't get him the ball. Here's the ball screen by Ibarra. He rolls. Same play. Different result that time.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
They're getting good looks off of that ball screen. Thompson at the foul line. Kicks it back out. Olade. Ibarra does not want to go out to the deep end of the pool and guard him. Olade takes it right to the rack. Can't get it to go, and Jaime will push. Rodriguez. Stole with the crossover on Zazua, and Zazua had to foul. Otherwise, he would have ended up on the highlight reel. Best plays of the day presented by Nike. Zua said, I don't want to see my face on that.
Slow you down. You can see the left to right. Whoop, shifty. Zua, bye-bye. Foul. Smart fella.
Got to make sure your ankles are taped up when you're playing someone that can shake like that.
You got to be strapped. You got to be strapped in. Strapped in secure.
3:42 here in the third period. Cote d'Ivoire timeout. Let's listen into the huddle from Coach Scott. A 4-point game here in San Juan, Puerto Rico. FIBA Olympic Qualifying Tournament. Winner moves on to the semifinals on Saturday night. Loser goes home. Going to be Paul Stoll at the line and coming out of the timeout. Mexico down 4. Coach Quintaro pacing on the sideline. Take a look at James. Watch Paul Stoll, the veteran of this team, until the free throw line, age 38. Sneaks it over the front rim. Stoll can pass with the best of them. Finished 6th in assists at the World Cup just last year. There's not a game where you don't get at least 5 assists from Paul Stoll. He walks onto the court with 5 assists already accounted for. Here's Fofana. Diabate. Crossing over on Lopez. Lopez got to it, but Diabate snuck it in.
The veteran just knew he had Lopez in front of him. He's lengthy, but he's not going to be able to keep his feet up, so good job there. Left to right crossover downhill to the basket.
Stoll had Mulare off balance and rattles home the 3. Woo. Stoll starting to feel it. Looking for his offense back to a 1-point game. 3 minutes to play here in the third. Mulare responds with a 3. It's a point guard battle right now. And they're not doing too much trash talking, but you can tell by the body language that they're talking a little softly as Stoll stares at Mulare. Feels like he just clear the floor and let those two go at it. Thompson thought about it, now puts it on the deck. Good hands there by Jaime to come over with the steal. Stoll on the push. Mexico could take the lead on this possession. It's Ibarra bumping. Draws 2. Stoll thought about the 3. Feeds Lopez. That's stolen by Quadzio. 3-on-1. Here's Cote d'Ivoire. Fofana can't get it to go, but the foul is called. And Fofana will go to the line for 2.
Second personal foul number 0, Karim Rodriguez.
Clear foul there by Rodriguez. He's got a lot of arm on that layup attempt.
Enters number 23, Cedric Bach.
Cedric Bach checking into the game for the first time today. 23 in white. He's going to stand on the line as Fofana takes some free throws here, 2 of them. With 2:09 remaining in a do-or-die game. Win or go home. Youssef Fofana playing his pro basketball in France, as many of the Cote d'Ivoire national team players do. Locks in the first. 32 years old, part of this program, seen its ascent. 7 points in the loss against Lithuania. We expect a little bit more offensive production out from him.
You do, but I also see the leadership from him, which is probably even more important, right? Just a couple possessions ago, gathered up the guys, had Mulari talking to him, and just giving those guys some direction. And that's far more valuable than him putting up 20 and not getting those guys involved in the game.
Stoll tried to get it to Ibarra. Ricochet, he gets it back. Ibarra now mishandled that one as Bai comes away with their steal. Diabate says, give me a screen, Cedric. Diabate uses it. Lade wants to go at Lopez. Lade, Lopez having a dance for clear. Lade for three off the mark. Stoll with another rebound. Mexico could tie on this possession with a three. Jaime trying to find Ibarra inside. The foul's called. That will send Ibarra to the line for 2 free throws.
First personal foul, number 23, Cedric Back.
For a player as big as Ibarra, and as much work, look at this replay right there. He hasn't stopped trying to seal. He's not lazy down low. No, that's a tough guard, really.
It's a tough guard, but you know, you credit Cote d'Ivoire for the job they're doing on him and making it difficult, but he is meeting that with intensity, right? He's moving his feet. And that last possession, we've seen it. Stoll came down, they tried to enter to him. He couldn't get it. He get that high look from Jaime, and he made a tough pass from the top of the key. Ibarra just doing a good job sealing and using his backside to create an angle to make the pass.
Back to a 1-point game. Ibarra will sit here. 1:10 remaining in the quarter. And Gutierrez on the floor. Diabate lost handle. And 12 seconds left on the shot clock for Cote d'Ivoire to work with. They'll stays here. Lade will inbound. Diabate pulls for three off the mark. Lopez tapped it to Gutierrez. Stoll now the front court. Under a minute to play here in the third. It's Stoll for three. Can't get it to go. Rebound up for grabs. Vacuumed in by Fofana. Chance to run for Cote d'Ivoire. Quatio, tough layup.
Quatio's made some tough plays around the basket. He's a really good finisher, right? A silent assassin. Not the biggest presence, not the biggest voice on the floor, but he's made some really key baskets.
Gutierrez hands to Rodriguez. Rodriguez, Gutierrez, two-man game. Good skip pass. Lopez did a great job of catching it. They'll keep possession, 5 to shoot. Now, Cote d'Ivoire come up with it. Mulari. And Stoll deflected him enough to cause the miss. Shot clock unplugged with 10 to play in the quarter. Stoll staring at Fofana. Still driving on Fofana. Lopez to the rim. Kareem Lopez count the basket in the nick of time. Another look at it. The up fake, the sweep through, the bump, the hang, and got it off in time. Lopez letting you know it's good to go. Well, a good one brewing here in Puerto Rico. A 1-point game. Cote d'Ivoire in front after the first 30 minutes of play. Win or go home scenario. Stats from the first 3 quarters of action. to our attention, very few free throws were taken up until late in the third quarter. Mexico now with 11 free throws in the game. Cote d'Ivoire has only gotten to the line 3 times. But it's been a thrilling game, and here are some of the best plays from that third quarter. Well, if you showed up to see a very close and tight, intense basketball game, guess what? We have one for you. 1-point game as we start the fourth quarter between Mexico and Cote d'Ivoire. The winner moves on to the semifinals. The loser goes home here at the FIBA Olympic Qualifying Tournament. Thanks for joining us wherever you are, however you're doing so. Jaime for 3 and knocks it down, giving Mexico the lead here in the fourth. The third lead change of this basketball game. 5 on the floor for Cote d'Ivoire. Zazua, Quadzio, Diabate, Fofana, Ba. It's Diabate on the float. Can't get it to go. Stoll with the rebound. His 4th. He's on the floor with Jaime, Gutierrez, Gonzalez, and Lopez. Stoll takes the bump, attacking. What a rejection by Quadzio. Quadzio running the other way, crossing over. Oh, couldn't finish it though. Well, that was pretty. Double-double alert for Fabian Jaimes. 12 points, 11 rebounds. He's played a terrific game. The foul is on Rodriguez, and he'll get a side out for Mexico. Third foul for Diabate. Gutierrez getting the inbound pass. Paul Stolz serving the defense. Jaimes for 3. Missed it. Quadzio shot out of a cannon. All the way to the rim. Missed it. Rodriguez, a good job deflecting it. Karim Lopez leaves it for Rodriguez on the 3. Lopez flying in to clean up the mess. Couldn't finish though. And Zazua is fouled by Stoll.
That's a good foul.
Goodness.
That is a good foul.
Lopez.
And I'm still giving Lopez a 10, and that was a missed attempt. But he got up above everybody on that putback. I'm still giving him a 10. The landing, I'm going to give the landing a 3. But the attempt, young fella, 10.
We're at the
Style
FIBA Olympic
points.
Qualifying Tournament. Javon is auditioning for judge work at the Olympics here in Paris coming up. Lopez was flying in out of nowhere, by the way.
Looked good. It looked good.
Mexico still lead by 2. Fofana. Zazua gets fouled. He'll go to the line. Maybe it's Zazua time for Cote d'Ivoire. They took control of the game in the second quarter. It was him that took control of the offense. Really imposed his will on his basketball game. Strong move there, earns him a trip. Try and tie this game. More importantly, it's a 3rd foul on Rodriguez. Only the 4th free throw tonight for Cote d'Ivoire. They've cashed out on all of them. Of course, as soon as I say that.
Broadcaster's jinx. You owe them one.
4 or 5 now from the line. They had trouble making free throws down the stretch against Lithuania. Some might say that that cost them the game. Stoll Jaime's for 3, likes the spot. Can't get it to fall. And a foul on Lopez as he tried to sneak a pick underneath.
Third, personal foul number 21, Karim Lopez.
It's a third foul on Karim Lopez.
Number 24, Joshua Ibarra.
Joshua Ibarra back on the floor for Mexico. As Diabate crosses the timeline. Diabate looking for Thompson. Thompson pulls in the face of Ibarra, can't get it to go. And it's going to be an offensive foul over the back on Fofana. Second team foul here in the quarter.
First, personal foul number 12, Professor Fofana.
Shoving Jaime in the back there. Try and get another possession. Can't fool these refs who have been terrific tonight. Rodriguez. Ibarra trying to clear on some space. Jaimez was a safety valve that time, now sets a screen. Rodriguez on the baseline, kicks it out. Lopez catch and shoot. Can't get it to fall. Ibarra taps it up, but Thompson there to clear it away. Diabate caught them sleeping and rushing to the rim. He's fouled, and they're going to call it in the act. So he'll go to the line for 2.
You know what? He saw that gap from about midway to the other, between the other side of the court. And just split the 2. Just turned on the Jets. Change the speed, change the pace. Nobody really picked him up.
It's the third foul now for Fabian Jaimez. So you have Jaime with 3, Lopez with 3. Both of them on the floor. As Diabate drills the first free throw. Tie the game once again. Cote d'Ivoire contingent. They've come here expecting a win. They expect to carry on and move on to the semifinals. As does Mexico. That's what makes this game so compelling. Someone's going to get their heart broken here. A tie game as we close in on the 7-minute mark here in the 4th. Diabate, rhythm dribble, taking Lopez, hanging, can't get it to go. That's tough defense there by Lopez. He's running the floor now. He wanted it.
A great job by Lopez.
Yeah, it was.
Great job using his length, right? Diabate changed his speed to hesitation. He stood his ground, verticality, and tough contest.
A sleek move there by Ibarra, using the footwork.
Footwork and finish inside and on the left side of the basket.
Chance of defense coming in from the Mexican supporters. Zazua hears them, attacks the rim, and he's going to go to the line for 2 shots. That little hesitation dribble to create that off-balance space.
Just subtle enough to get the defense up, and now you're in full control, right? Because the defense is up, now they're late to react, and you're attacking the basket full speed.
Jaime picked up his 4th foul as Azua drills the first free throw. Someone left early. It's going the other way. Check that, that's a foul. Foul was called.
Third, personal foul number 77.
And it's the 3rd foul on down. A 3rd team foul here for Cote d'Ivoire in the period. Meanwhile, Mexico already in the penalty here with 6:27 remaining in the 4th.
Cote d'Ivoire's got to look up there right now, see that 5 in the foul column, and see 6.5 minutes left, and just know that every time you catch that rock, it should be a foul or a basket.
Italy, who's on the off day, excuse me, Italy, who's coming up next, has just entered the gym to watch this game. Andreassi, his 3 off the mark. Zazua pulls it, and he's on a rush. Zazua right to the basket, can't get it to fall. An opportunity for Mexico to go as they have numbers. Zazua trotting back into your picture. Jaimes pivoting inside, floater not there. And the foul's called. It looks like Diabate hitting Andreassi.
Yeah, Ibarra there had the smaller defender on him, right, boxing out and just got a hand on the basket. Good job there. Jia Thompson took the initial shooter. Ibarra had the inside position. Good job coming up with the rebound and just forcing the issue, getting yourself to 2 free throws.
We were really impressed by Josh Ibarra going up against an NBA All-Star in Domantas Sabonis. And normally you get up for those type of games, but he's followed up with the tough effort here tonight as well.
Yeah, you know what, he really missed that first or two. What I appreciate about Joshua Ibarra, he knows his game, right? He doesn't get outside of that. Look at some of his numbers, and he hasn't shot a 3 in today's game. He hasn't shot a 3 in college. He hasn't shot a 3 as a pro. Last 2 years, shooting over 60% from the floor. Not great at the free throw line here, 0 for 2, but just somebody that really sticks to what he does well.
So Zua in front of the Mexican bench. Ibarra vacuums it in. Stoll now has it. Stoll crossing over. Looking for some daylight, trying to shake Mulade. Jaime to Lopez for 3. Off the mark, tapped in by Ibarra. This always seems to be in the neighborhood of the rim. 3-point lead for Mexico, 15 for Ibarra. After coming off an 18-point performance against Lithuania. Fofana from the corner, good up fake. Fofana flying in. We mentioned he hasn't really shown his offense. Maybe now is the time he comes alive. He has 11 and counting.
And now is the time we see that zone as well, right? 1-2-2. Cote d'Ivoire's gone into that.
Ibarra wants it. They tried to get it to the nail to James. It was poked out of bounds. 3.4 to shoot. It'll be Andriassi who will inbound this basketball. They go immediately into Ibarra. He's going to have to go quickly here. Andriassi at the horn. Got it to go. He stared off into the crowd with a little mean mug. Mulade, Fofana for 3. There's the response.
Oh, that's a bet. That's a bet.
And he's fired up. He knows what's at stake right now. 4:15 on the clock. Win or go home in a 1-point game. Olympic Qualifying Tournament from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Stoll for 3. Empty. Big-time players have come out to play with the bright spotlight shining on the court. Thompson. Mulade. Blowing by everyone. Got to the 10. Can't get it to fall. Paul Stoll has the rock with 20 points and counting. He's 4 of 8 from 3-point range. Timing. Fofana extending the defense. Andriassi with 6 to shoot. Deep 3 on the way. Can't get it to fall as Daly vacuums it in. Zazua. Wants a Thompson screen, rejects it. Now turns and uses it. Zazua for 3. Off the mark. Rebound up for grabs, vacuumed in by Andriassi. The last couple of possessions, it feels like Cote d'Ivoire settling for the deep 3.
Yeah, settling for the 3, and you can just see they don't have the experience that Paul Stoll at that guard position to really get them into what they need to.
Lopez, tough layup, can't get it to fall. Didn't hit the rim, so no reset on the shot clock. 5 to shoot. Does Stoll see it? He does. Tosses it up, can't get it to go. Thompson has it. He's going to slow things down. Lally. To run a set. There's Lopez on it. Lazy pass. And it's a turnover. The veteran presence that you're talking about, Javon, showing up in these moments. Yep. But there's still plenty of time in this game. 2:35 remaining. There's going to be a timeout here for Cote d'Ivoire to regroup. A 4-point game. And their backs are right now against the wall. There is no tomorrow, as you mentioned off the top.
No tomorrow, and I think, you know, at some point you got to get Diabate back into this game because he probably has the most experience at the position. And I'm not opposed to Mulare at the, you know, playing off the ball a bit. We've seen a bit of his inexperience yesterday against Lithuania, and that cost them. down the stretch. Now, great experience for the young fella, but I want the ball in somebody a bit more experienced right now, like you're seeing from Mexico, right? They're putting the basketball in Paul Stoll's hands, and he's made some really good decisions for them down the stretch, like he always does, right? We shouldn't be surprised by that, right? He's going to find guys, he's going to take big shots, not known to be a big-time scorer, but how many times have we seen him pull up and take, a big 3 or a big 2 here or there? And that's the experience that, breeds confidence into the other 4 guys on the floor.
There's a starting 5 minutes played so far. Giron is the one odd man out. He's only played 13 minutes, and that's because Lopez has stepped up and provided huge minutes for Mexico. Look at the out-of-bounds play, and you see it was clearly the last touch there by Zazua. Goes the other way. Never came to the basketball, and you always hear that. So Mexico basketball, 2:35 remaining in the game. 81-77 your score. A win will send the team to the semifinals.
So said, so done. Diabate check back into the game. Zazua, Dali, Thompson, Fofana.
They're sticking to the zone. Stoll looking at it. He has 20 points. Lost control of the basketball. Diabate has it now. Cross-court pass, he gave it away, and guess who had it? Lopez with the tip. Oh. 2 minutes to play in the game. Win or go home. Stoll turns the corner, fires. Indeed. Paul Stoll showing up big when it counts for Mexico. Hey. Zazua. Diabate. Watched by Stoll. Thompson, it's given away, and Stoll has it. And Mexico with an opportunity to take control of this basketball game with 1:35 remaining. Ball screen. Stoll uses it. Diabate on his hip. Tried to scoop a pass to Andriassi in the corner. It's poked away by Zazua. 6 to shoot. This is a must-stop possession right now for Cote d'Ivoire. Coach Lescano looking on at his squad. 5 to shoot now. Andriassi crossing over on Fofana. Has to get it up. Great defense by Fofana. And he's out and he's running. Fofana throws it down. Big possession there by Cote d'Ivoire with 1:13 remaining in the game. They'll extend the defense as Diabate trying to stop Stoll. 16th turnover for Mexico in the game. Stoll almost gave it up again. Ibarra, too big, too strong inside, and he'll go to the line for one more.
How about the pass by Paul Stoll? Right, he gets into that action, gets downhill. Ibarra's rolling to the basket, and just look at how he puts some air on the pass. Puts enough air, gets it up there, gives him time. Ibarra tips to himself with a big finish for the big fella.
Great hands for Josh Ibarra there. Completes a 3-point play. 18 points, 11 rebounds for Josh Ibarra in a must-win game. Showing up big for Mexico when it counts. 87-79 the score. with Thompson, Dale. Diabate, who has the ball now, and Jazuro is in the corner. Andriassi on the ball. Thompson, big shot. Tried to bank it in, couldn't get it to go. Andriassi with the big rebound. They need to foul here. Olari in the backcourt with Stoll. Got to extend this game somehow. It's Lopez up top. Ibarra! Welcome to the play of the day, Josh Ibarra. A 10-point lead for Mexico. And maybe exclamation point. Ibarra couldn't get his hand to that one as Diabate flipped it home. 30 seconds remaining in the game. Still no foul coming from Cote d'Ivoire. Jaimes kicks it out. Lopez has it. Stoll eating clock. Still no foul coming. And it looks as though Mexico will be moving on to the semifinals as Ibarra kicks it. Jaimes for three. And what a hard-fought game from Mexico. Standing up when they needed it most. Paul Stoll showing up. Ibarra contributing. And Mexico will play in the semifinals here in San Juan, Puerto Rico. The Olympic dream still alive for Paul Stoll and Mexico. They win 92-81 and send Cote d'Ivoire packing.
Next game at 8:30, Italy against Puerto Rico.
What a pass. Fourth quarter, let's give them to you. And Jaime hit two big threes from that spot early in the fourth quarter, and that got things rolling for Mexico, and they never looked back.
And then you saw the two-man game. Stoll and Ibarra. Lopez, 17-year-old. Ibarra tipping. Fofana up under nicely.
How about Kareem Lopez? You mentioned the 17-year-old, 12 points, 3 boards. He had 2 assists. He was a plus 21 in his time on the floor in 27 minutes. He earned those minutes.
He earned those minutes, and it's safe to say we will see him in the semis. He's earned some more minutes. And so is this man, Paul Stoll. Olympic dreams alive. I trust me in one game.
It doesn't matter sometimes who's in a uniform, but you respect the history of the game when you play for the national team. coming into this game, you said that Mexico has never lost their first 2 games in an Olympic qualifying tournament. And guess what? They continue that by winning this one here tonight after losing to Lithuania and find themselves in a semifinal. They would love to get back to the Olympics. They got to take it 1 game at a time. As Mr. Paul Stoll said, trust me in a 1-game scenario, and that could carry this team a long way. On the other side, Cote d'Ivoire can learn a lot from this tournament. They were in both games, and it really came down to the wire, unable to close it out. And they'll have a lot to build on going forward after their performance here in Puerto Rico. The Group A is over. Lithuania handled their business, 2-0. Mexico did what they had to do with their backs against the wall, winning and defeating Cote d'Ivoire, and a very game Cote d'Ivoire. Nothing to be ashamed of, although they are leaving the tournament earlier than they expected. What a basketball game we saw here tonight. Sights and sounds, you gotta love it. The world game is basketball. And the battle for a spot in the Olympic Games continues for Mexico. It ends for Cote d'Ivoire. For Javon Shepard, I'm Carlin Gay. We'll see you soon.